Part 1, Intro. Chapter 1, Challenging Current Ways. It was just another day of trying to give companies my money. I spent hours attempting to buy plane tickets. I selected American Express and spent some time typing in all the details and the matching billing address. After submitting the checkout form, a message said, "We invite you to re-enter your card information." Nothing on the screen told me what went wrong or which field was entered incorrectly. I know my American Express card is good, but I tried again, this time with a MasterCard. This erased the entire form, including my billing address, which would have been the same. I entered the card information and retyped the same billing address. The same message at the top of the page invited me to re-enter my card data. I could have given up and chosen a competitor, but I wanted these flights. I tried a Visa card with a different billing address. An error message said my card was an invalid number. I gave up on the airline's site and purchased the same flights from American Express's travel site. With that finally done, I went over to the website for Priority Pass, one of the perks from American Express. Priority Pass indicated that my account expired in May 2020. I went to the account profile area, saw an expired credit card number, and had no way to change it. I emailed customer support. A reply thanked me for requesting a duplicate card. I didn't request a duplicate card, nor do I need a card showing an expired account. The email mentioned that a bot sent it, and a future email would include a survey asking how the bot did. The survey never came. I responded to the email saying I didn't need a duplicate card and asking how I update my account in their system. No reply. Days later, I called customer support and learned that the system started a new but incomplete account for me. There was no way to change my old account. The support representative asked questions to verify me, but I got my address wrong. The Priority Pass rep was lovely and found other information I could use to verify my identity. She gave me a 4-digit PIN the website required to finish setting up the new account. There would have been no way to do this myself, especially if a PIN from a support rep is required. These aren't isolated and rare situations. You and I have so many stories like this from companies who said, "We care about customers. Our goal is to satisfy customers. We have empathy for customers. The customer is always right." We have stories like this from companies who made customer centricity, user obsession, and delivering quality part of company values. So much is going wrong. Do your customer journey maps include experiences like mine? It's unlikely that I'm the only person that week who struggled to buy a flight on this airline's website. It's doubtful that I'm the only Priority Pass customer with the wrong credit card associated with their account. Where's my customer journey map? Did someone decide that we should ignore the complainers because they're just edge cases? Did someone decide that we don't need to map or document customers' pain points because customers will figure it out or they'll contact customer support? Stories like these highlight the struggle across multiple channels. These aren't just digital or technology problems. These aren't just product strategy, user experience, or engineering problems. These aren't just customer support problems or call center training issues. These aren't just sales or marketing problems. The whole story is the true arc of my customer journey. My experiences highlight corporate strategy problems and a lack of customer centricity. We tend to silo customer satisfaction rather than looking at all of the interconnected stories. The call center will say, "We resolved this person's issue and she was happy with that agent. We have a good satisfaction rate and that went well." Sales and marketing will say, "The customer visited the website and completed their new account. We got a customer and made money today." Product, CX, UX, and engineering might say, "Those changes to the website are working. Sales and marketing reported that conversions are up." But is the customer satisfied? Do we push loyal customers to question their loyalty? How much negative word of mouth would it take for companies to decide that fixing poor customer experiences is a priority? What is the cost of acquisition, the cost of sales, marketing, and other efforts to win a new customer. How much pain does our company need to feel before we take action to improve things for ourselves and our customers? You hate every interaction based on a misguided corporate strategy or someone's mega cool idea to force or trick you into doing something you didn't want to do. You hate every interaction with a system or person who wasted your time, blocked you, and dropped you at a dead end. When we say we care about customers, or at the very least their satisfaction and loyalty, we must follow through on those promises and show through action that we care. Many companies are talking about customer centricity, empathy, and delighting users. How many companies are walking the walk? Try it. Notice today and tomorrow how often you are frustrated, confused, disappointed, or even enraged by products, services, and experiences. Defining quality. When we release products and services that we know aren't quite right, are guesses, or will need to be fixed later, we might not all share the same definition of quality. Whether or not we are conscious of it, each of us has quality standards at every touchpoint. Your customers have quality standards for every moment they engage with you. You want to watch a YouTube video you're likely to enjoy, not just any random YouTube video. You want to stay at a hotel that meets or exceeds your standards, not just any hotel in the area. You have multiple choices for houses of worship or religious activities, and if you're religious, you might not choose the closest ones. You want ones that deliver a specific experience. You want to talk to a friendly support rep who quickly understands your problem and has an easy solution that they can take care of. You might not have even been aware of your quality standards for pizza until you had some bad pizza. We fill our world with catchy sayings that we use as excuses when we're not building what customers would give 5 stars out of 5. Many of these come from 2010's books aimed at startups. Just ship it, often without knowing if it's the right solution for our customers. We'll fix it later. How often do we fix it later? When is later? What will we have to delay and what will it cost? Why are we releasing something we know is broken? Users will have to figure it out, or they will flood you with support tickets, give up, or switch to the competition. Fail fast. There's nothing cool about failing fast or slowly when paying or trial customers suffer because of your failure. We thought it was cool when Facebook said, fail fast, but Facebook fails often and in ways none of us should be emulating. Anything's better than what we have now. And that's how we ended up with what we have now. What if whatever we do next is a downgrade? If you're not embarrassed, you shipped too late. Is product-led embarrassment our goal? Most of us would prefer to feel proud that our product is an excellent match to customers' needs and tasks. Move fast and break things. Only if you fix those things before the public struggles with them. It's good enough for the engineering team, for stakeholders, or for our paying or trial customers. Perfection is the enemy of good, progress, or done. This is another flavor of it's good enough. We should aim for the best product market fit and experiences because our customers expect us to be great. You can't please everybody. Perhaps not, but we should please our target customers. We must want them to be satisfied and loyal. For every X product you create, expect Y to fail. This sounds risky, wasteful, and not agile or lean. Why aren't we creating more successes? Why resign ourselves or be complacent about frequent failures? Lean is the least we can do to get to the next step. Lean disagrees. This bastardization of lean seemed to come from the Lean Startup book. Toyota's original approach to lean and Lean Six Sigma teach that lean is about improving efficiency, reducing risk, and cutting waste. Weblink cxcc.to/A171 and weblink cxcc.to/A172. Value in lean is defined as customers' perceptions of what your products and services are worth to them. A stakeholder or executive does not define value. Traditional lean is about coming as close to perfect as you can the first time. The further you are from low quality and defects, and the sooner that you deliver high quality and value, the leaner you are. The least you can do and the fastest we can get this done are the opposite of lean, which prioritizes efficiency and value over speed, mistakes, and guesses. Lean trims the fat, not the meat. Fake lean is wasteful and takes us down wrong paths. We should cut fake lean for not being lean. If 80% of startups fail, and many articles claim that 90+% of startups fail, why emulate startups? Models and approaches used by startups have a high likelihood of failure. Web link cxcc.to/A161. We've been experimenting with speed over quality methods for years now, and it should be clear that they often don't work. Tangible evidence includes project costs, ROI, return on investment, customer support tickets, tweets, stock price, and customer satisfaction and loyalty. Low customer retention or low NPS, Net Promoter Score, also signal that what we're doing isn't working. We must stop praying to the false gods of speed and give your customers broken things. All of this is high waste, not lean, not agile, not customer-centric. For comparison, manufacturing failures are obvious. We could use the cheapest materials or a product design that has never been modeled or tested. We could give workers tasks that don't match their skill set. But we would see costly problems around the factory floor and during quality checks, highlighting that one or more elements in our process are broken. It's easy to see because we can hold a broken widget or see the production line slow down. No factory would produce widgets under these conditions and hope customers will accept that low level of quality. Yet every day we make poor decisions based on these hopes and assume that our products and services are good enough for customers. Quote, "One should not be asking the question, how little can we get away with, but rather, how much can we afford to do to be really impressive?" End quote. Joe Rohde, former Senior Vice President of Walt Disney Imagineering. We know what customers want. Barely a day goes by in the corporate world where someone doesn't announce that we know our customers very well and we know what they want. If this were true, we wouldn't need to experiment with new ideas, run A/B tests, or bother with MVPs, minimum viable products. We wouldn't need to run surveys or conduct research. We already know the answers. We would have a 100% accuracy rate when predicting which of our feature ideas are winners. Even though time and time again, our company leaders and teams are bad at guessing what customers need, we continue to do it. We operate based on overconfident assumptions of what users will find valuable. Internal opinions, personal preferences, and nostalgia around "when I used to do that job" masquerade as knowing what customers need today. If someone declares that they know our customers or what they want, ask questions including, how do you know? What data or evidence guides you or this decision? How recent is that information? Is it based on primary research like observational or interview data? Is it based on surveys and analytics? Who wins if two of our coworkers know our customers but suggest different strategies, approaches, or solutions? Staying open-minded to change. As a change agent, my job is to challenge what you know, what you think you know, what has or hasn't worked in the past, your goals and initiatives, processes and approaches, teams, culture, and more. I investigate, strategize, and challenge these to create the best outcomes for customers, employees, and the business. Depending upon what's going on or how it's being measured, what's working might not be working. If it's working for the execs but morale is low and customers are frustrated, it's not really working. I've seen too many examples of teams and lower-level managers reporting that everything is going well, teams are efficient, and we're so agile and lean. But these are often not true or are manipulations of the truth. I've seen slide presentations about how we raised our KPIs, key performance indicators, but NPS is still low and we don't know why. That's a business failure. Since we are dealing with challenges, changes, transformations, and new ways of working, in this book, I will likely suggest some things that run against your current ideas or preferences. Please keep an open mind. Stay objective, think critically, and consider the possibilities. How you're doing things might seem good enough, but if we want to continuously improve, we should be open to where and how we can improve. Can we be customer-centric and agile? We'll focus on agile in later chapters, but let's quickly address the elephant in the room. A common response to the time, budget, and effort we would need to invest to be more customer-centric is, "That isn't agile," "You're against agile," or "You want waterfall." I'm absolutely for good implementations of Agile that prioritize customer satisfaction and value. And we need to check our definition of Agile. Sidebar: Agile, in short. A quick explanation for those unfamiliar with Agile. Before Agile, companies designed and built the entire product as one long project. For updates and improvements, most companies had 1 or 2 big releases annually with a few additional fixes or patches during the year. Have you noticed how some of your smartphone apps update every month or so? This would be a manifestation of Agile. Imagine a non-Agile world where apps, YouTube, or Facebook released new features once or twice a year. If you had a good UX team pre-Agile, you were confident that you were releasing what people needed and that the product wouldn't need a lot of fixes. That was important since you wouldn't get to those changes for a while. If you didn't have a good, or any, UX team, it was highly risky and expensive to work 1 or 2 years or more, release the product, and then learn what people thought of it. End of sidebar. Agile represents several approaches or frameworks aiming to increase engineers' efficiency in companies with software or digital products. Oxford's Learner's Dictionary says it's, quote, "a way of managing projects in which work is divided into a series of short tasks with regular breaks to review the work and adapt the plans," end quote. Hypothetically, if we break larger pieces of work into smaller pieces, frequently reassess, and shift or pivot as needed, we're agile. Agile Manifesto Principle 1 says, quote, "Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software," end quote. I have seen many fans of Agile say that the focus of that sentence is continuous delivery. We will make customers happy because we will deliver software fast and often. The theory and intentions behind Agile software development focus on customer satisfaction, improved efficiency, product and service value and quality, and collaborative, empowered teams. But implementations of Agile vary, and we often do not live up to these core ideals. Agile doesn't have matrices or frameworks that ensure that we understand customers and their tasks, their problems and needs, and build excellent executions of the best ideas to solve those. It's great when Agile organizations pay attention to customers' outcomes, realities, complaints, and needs. But Agile doesn't guarantee that we have investigated or monitored those well or at all. Agile doesn't have QA, quality assurance, processes for the quality of our concept. Quality in Agile is focused on coding and technology. It's consistently impressive that people who claim to be pro-Agile love to tell me that my customer-centric suggestions can't be done or are unrealistic. They say that without irony. Agile is about finding new ways of working, periodically checking processes and outcomes, and improving what we can. But when I challenge methods and processes, the walls go up and the chorus sings, "That's not Agile." Agile and customer centricity can coexist, but not easily when Agile is inflexible or we cling to the status quo. "We can't do something like this. This is how we've been doing it." Or, "We have no idea how that can happen." Must change to, "How can we make this happen even if it's experimental first?" in mindset and action. "We don't live in a perfect world" needs to shift to, "What's the most customer value we can deliver?" The world isn't perfect, but that's no reason to utilize poor processes, avoid fixing our culture, and aim for minimum viable quality or standards. We're an innovative company. We can figure out how to solve our own problems. This book doesn't tell engineers how to do their work. It's engineering method agnostic. They are welcome to use Agile, Scrum, Kanban, XP, Waterfall, or anything they like. This book is about everything else that is going on in our teams and processes that promote, if not ensure, customer centricity. Nobody wants to continuously deliver garbage. Frameworks and templates. We like things to be nicely packaged, especially if they can come with a certificate and some frameworks. We hope to accomplish our goals by filling some information into a template. Unfortunately, many templates, canvases, and frameworks are garbage in, garbage out. They are only as useful or actionable as the information we add. We try to take the complexities of business goals, customer goals, strategies, tactics, processes, and culture, and put them nicely into some boxes. Literally in the box thinking. If templates, canvases, and maps worked, even when filled with guesses and assumptions, every company would be customer-centric. We would never experience crappy products and services. We wouldn't leave low ratings or switch to a competitor. We wouldn't need to call, email, or chat with customer support. Templates, maps, and overlapping circles can be a one-way, beautifully visualized ticket to risk and waste if we lack deep knowledge of our target audiences and their tasks, behaviors, contexts, and perspectives. To break out of the box, we will need to shift away from the methods and initiatives that glorify assumptions, burn internal time and resources, and have unknown or zero customer value. Throughout the book, there are models and maps that I have invented or evolved designed to encourage critical and out-of-the-box thinking. Those that are whiteboardable, along with some of the exercises we do in the workshop version of this book, can be found at cxcc.to/Miro, M-I-R-O. Figure 1. Googling Customer Centricity Framework delivers all the interlocking shapes you could desire. How did we get here? How did we end up with so many problems with our processes, culture, job and role definition, collaboration, and customer outcomes? We didn't love being waterfall. We read books like The Lean Startup about how fast startups are, and we decided that speed was our top priority. We thought agility would solve our problems. To achieve our desired speed, we lowered our standards to what internal staff decided was good enough. Anything that wasn't about speed became a dirty word, and nothing was worse than someone accusing you of being waterfall. We measured people and teams based on velocity. We thought in sprints, forgetting that it's a marathon. We wanted to be first to market. We fired R&D, research and development, because they were too slow. We cared about the quality of our code, but we didn't care as much about the quality of our concepts or their execution. We read books and were trained on methods that could make us even faster. Design sprints, design thinking, and lean ways of creating our products and services, all based on speed over quality. We claimed that everybody needed to be able to do everybody's jobs. We started devaluing specialists and experts, declaring that they were too slow and anybody can do their work well enough. We wanted T-shaped people and generalists because we could constantly shift their roles or priorities as we found skills gaps. We loved posts and articles that told us to hire for personality and drive because skills can be taught. We assumed that everyone could learn all skills quickly and proficiently. We imagined that our company would budget for and prioritize training those skills. We changed our entry-level jobs to block newbies. Our juniors must have 2+ years of experience, which was previously a requirement for a mid-level title. We saw lots of problems and failures, so we tried to get ourselves out of the speed trap. We started saying things like outcomes over outputs, but we mostly looked at the business outcomes of revenue, adoption, and retention, not customer outcomes like satisfaction or how our products and services match customers' needs. We changed our company values to empathy, integrity, and care, but rarely lived up to them. We told our staff that we love creativity and challenging the status quo, and then we made people afraid to speak up or challenge the status quo. The people who pointed out the problem became the problem. So here we are, going as fast as possible, often with lower-skilled generalists. We're still rejecting experts and specialists. Our processes are speed over quality. Our culture became high hustle, high burnout, and less ethical as we tried our hardest to work fast and show that something was going right. When customers complained or left, we ignored that or assumed it was a signal that we needed to be even faster. This book is not a return to the way things were. It's the next step and evolution of how we work when we want to be efficient but prioritize quality, value, and customer outcomes. The only hard data that matters is yours. People sometimes ask me for hard data to prove that my suggestions work. Those who dislike my ideas often demand this while providing no hard data for their opposing suggestions. This is often a trap. Magically, no qualitative or quantitative data is recent enough, large enough, from the right industry, or scientifically peer-reviewed enough to satisfy the request. Even where I can provide data and success stories, that doesn't mean that my ideas will work, as they are or with modification, for every team or company. Popular and unpopular methods work in some places and not in others. The only data that matters is yours. X% of companies use a tool that you tried, but it didn't work for your teams. That big company saw a Y% increase in something after implementing Technique Z. If it works for them but not for you, their hard data doesn't really matter. If Google or Apple does something, should you do it? If they stop doing something, should you stop doing it? We must be able to investigate and calculate our own costs, benefits, and alternatives. What's working well evolves. Companies sure that a certain technique is working might later find that it's no longer effective or producing the results it used to. If it's not working for your teams, hard data showing that something is popular, respected, or working for other companies doesn't change your experience and therefore might not matter. Chris Lenhart, Lenhart, adds, quote, "This is precisely why boxers study videos of their next opponent. You can't just study boxing. What works on one opponent may not work on the next. You need to adapt or face the consequences." End quote. You will need to collect both qualitative and quantitative data and take it seriously. Not all data comes in numerical form. Customer and employee experiences include actions, feelings, reactions, demands, and complaints. These are all data points. When a customer says something isn't functioning correctly, the hard data of, "Well, it works for me," isn't enough. We investigate and act because the complaint dataset is more important than the "it works for me" dataset. A customer-centric transformation will produce a mountain of actionable data, some in numeric form, some more spoken or anecdotal. The only hard data that matters is yours. Collect, measure, and react to that data. A message to change agents. You want to be a change agent. You want to be a low-ego action hero, as I call the members in my online communities. At most companies, we can only make the changes we have the authority to make. If your job isn't giving you the authority to make changes, you will have to bring your ideas and plans to someone above you who has that power. I encourage people to try to create change, even in areas where they think there might be no hope. You never know. My main message to change agents is, you didn't break it, you might not be able to fix it. Some companies are badly broken. Some companies know they are badly broken, yet they resist efforts to make changes or improvements. We can only keep doing our best, and at the end of the day, look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did our best. Being able to explain something well to people doesn't mean that you can change their minds. If you cannot make any significant change where you work, please don't let it affect your mental health. Don't believe that you're incompetent. Sometimes the unstoppable force is against the immovable object, and we can't make the right things happen. Use your low-ego action hero powers to recognize these situations early and do what you need to do for self-care. Put yourself and your mental health first. There's only one of you, and we need you.